Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video to do my Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War episode 395, aka episode 29, English dub review. So this episode is kind of like all about Captain Ukitake. Captain Ukitake, kind of more of a in-depth backstory of him. He basically says that he is going to try to take the place of the Soul King because they show the flashback when he was a kid there. When he was 3 years old, he had like a serious lung problem that was irreversible and he was going to die, but because they had they did the blessing performance or whatever from the Soul King or whatever there, when they did that ritual, he was able to get the power, some power from the Soul King to be able to heal himself up and not die. He eventually joined the Soul Society, Soul Reaping Academy, and, eventually became the captain and whatnot. Even throughout battles, though, he obviously didn't look good. His blood was always blood spattering out of his mouth. But he was all right because even though he had poor lungs, because of the blessing, he was able to stay alive. But any time he fight, he had this lung condition. When he became a captain, he refused to have a lieutenant, and he would argue, is like, this is my rule for Squad 13. You know what I mean there? So, he's performing this thing to try and save the Soul King, basically. Meanwhile, while all this is going on, we got Ichigo, who's trying to fight off Baba, aka the Quincy leader, right? And he's not doing good against him. He's like, you're a fool, you already took him out. Going up against me is pointless. All the three worlds are going to die, and it's at your hand and whatnot. Yoruichi comes up with an idea to possibly heal up the Soul King, who's been split into two, by having, distracting him, and then have Orihime using her massive healing power to heal him up. They try this, it doesn't work. The Soul King's power is fading, but then the black stuff comes from Captain Ukitake, who basically uses the power that he got to sacrifice himself to save the Soul King. He wants to save the Soul King. So, however, interestingly enough, once this revelation happens, Yubaba doesn't even know that it was going to happen. He couldn't foresee it with his eyes. So, a lot of flaw into his ability now, right? So that's going on. So that was Captain Ukitage's, they go into more depths of the flashbacks and whatnot. And all like I said, he turns into black. We then see Uritakia, who comes in, and he basically, is telling Sofang, who thinks that it's over, and that that there's not going to be enough time. It only will hold up for the inevitable. He isn't sure because he doesn't know how long it's going to take, but he basically says, "What if for whatever time we have, let's make the most of it." Um, but yeah, I mean, and then of course after this we do see a scene where we see Karaku, who Karaku is basically, going to where Sosuke Aizen is. He uses 3 keys to free some of him, not all of him. He freed being able to talk first, and then, I think one of his eyes and whatnot. So he's talking about having him in like a chair or something to kind of bring him up to where the fresh air is, but he's like, no, I'm not falling for that, bro. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic bringing Sosuke Aizen back into the mix here, because obviously Sosuke Aizen also wanted to take out the Soul King. He wanted to be the Soul King, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think I don't know what Aizen's role is going to be in here, but it will be interesting to see what happens when these two villains collide at some point, because they're clearly not in the same ballpark. There was also a scene where Rukia got kind of defensive as well from Captain Yukitaka. Um, who's gonna take over, and it wasn't implied, or it wasn't said specifically, but it was kind of implied that Rukia is going to take the reins for Squad 13 once Captain Yukitaga is gone. Um, that's kind of what I got from that. I mean, Rukia does have a Bankai now, obviously, so she is eligible to be a captain now. When we look at it from the Lord of Ichigo, of Bleach, but nonetheless, a really good episode to kind of cover some stuff, you know, um, from some of the captains, and kind of really get some backstory in there before they sacrifice themselves, because it seems like that's where this is going, anyways. Um, I do like that Ichigo's team is still fighting despite actually, going after the Quincy. Kind of interesting because his like his lines on his head are still there. So why would he want to attack him when he just attacked him in the Green Bay one? So why would you want to stay? That's Captain Yukitaya obviously has plans, and to figure out, in terms of, saving the Soul King. Again, we don't know what the details are going to be. on how long he can save the Soul King for, but that is what it is, and Rukia is probably going to become the new captain of the squad. And yeah, I mean, it's just it was a basic, origin fill in the gap episode. I think this is going to lead more into because at the end they did show him helping the split in half Soul King. So we're probably gonna see them like merge to save the Soul King. So yeah. Um Overall, I think this was a really good balanced episode. It also showed, besides showing mostly all the origins of this character, they also showed some of the battle, that Ichigo is not giving up despite what happened with the other stuff. So, a very good episode. Obviously, we're not that far away from where the last week's episode is. Obviously, there'll be a new episode that comes out. I'll try to get the 2 reviews of those last 2 episodes of the new one from last week, and then also the episode that's coming out this week as soon as I can. So after that happens, we can finally get back to the regular format of week to week released episodes. But good episode for what it was. I can't wait to see what the turnout is with Ichigo, because obviously Ichigo is kind of at a worse state right now trying to fight this guy off with his trickery and stuff like that. But very interesting. I like this. And yeah. I'd like to know what you guys think. Make sure to, because this was the end of the episode. After all, this is how the episode ends. Again, so's Aizen. Where's that going on? Because like we said, what he said, obviously he doesn't have an interest anymore because he wanted to take over the Soul Society, but that didn't happen. So we'll see what his role is in this season. But that's it. Make sure to comment, rate. If you like to my reviews, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell for all this content. If you like these reviews. So yeah, that's it. I am the SS Ultimate Goku, and I'm out of it. Peace. Also, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the Twitch, follow the Instagram, same name. Also, Discord link in the description where we discuss various topics, as well as the YouTube tier list. So make sure to check that all out. And now I'm out. Peace.